But people applied for the job of sushi chefs, and they said, for the job of CSR, and so they gave them a link and said, go to this website and do what it says. You're going to play a game. And we're going to find out just how good of a CSR you're going to make based on how you play the game. So gaming, which a lot of people like to do, is going to have new implications on it. Big data initially was for large companies, but it's no longer the case. There is a convenience store in Georgia, and they started using big data. They were part of a pilot. And what happens is they look at everybody who walks in. You swipe your card, we get information, we know who comes in there, cameras set up, we have ocular character recognition, we have all sorts of programs to know who's walking in the door. And they collect all that data. And when that person walks up to the counter, flash, flash, milk on sale. Milk is only on sale to that person because we know they bought milk the last 3 times they came in. And they don't need milk today, they need it tomorrow, but they forgot they need it tomorrow. Give me a minute, I need to get some milk. And the next person comes in, so it's going to be very targeted marketing. They're going to know your preferences because they're on the internet. So I did this study. All right, this is high-level study, okay? I go online and I open 2 windows, all right? And I go to Amazon.com to buy diapers, okay? And on the other window, I have my Facebook page open because on the right hand of Facebook, they market to me, right? Based on what I've done on the internet. So I buy baby diapers. I have a 1905 Steinway Grand. It's a 7-foot instrument and it needs to be cleaned, and I use baby diapers. The internet doesn't know that. I did not buy the piano on the internet, okay? And I watched on Facebook to find out how long it would take from the time I bought diapers to the time they were asking me if I need a baby rattle. Less than 30 seconds. The internet knows my preferences. And in the future, you'll walk into a mall, if you happen to go to one, and maybe a clown would come up to me and market baby rattles, not knowing it's for the piano. But it's going to know everything about me. Interesting. Milk for sale today. Making data work. The technology behind big data is called Hadoop. If you're an IT person, you need to know about Hadoop. And look over here, the number of jobs, Hadoop jobs, continue to rise. That's where there's a lot of activity. I want to make it clear that big data is not technology. It's about targeted marketing. It's about knowing our audience. And how important is that in terms of business revenue? It's everything. These are some freebies online. Big data now. Real-time big data analytics. How data science is transforming healthcare. Imagine if you have a rare disease, but it's rare because they only know so many people that have it. What if they could scope most of the planet and know the people that have your disease and put all that information together to give you a cure specifically for you that'll work with your body? Your cancer treatment will be specific to you and it'll work. Big data analytics. So sales effectiveness. Wow, they're using it now for sales effectiveness. When was that? November 15th. What's the date? 5 days ago. It's the 20th. Here's another thing. Integration maturity model. Maturity model. This stuff's in its infancy. But it says here, are you ready to integrate cloud, big data, mobile, and social? I thought those things weren't going to get here at least till 2020. We're now integrating them through big data. I took the test. I'm not ready. All right. Big data and mobile tech to solve public problems globally. Big data was originally for large companies, but it's no longer the case. We're looking at public agencies, non-government organizations, nonprofits, nonprofit IT organizations. How are we going to use all this information? And they can do it. They can make it relevant, and they can do it now for small companies as well. Wow. So Companies behind big data analytics, stocks for the future for those investors. What's interesting here, it's going to dominate how big business is done. It's going to dominate how all business is done. So, big data. Are you convinced it's critical? It's going to integrate into your life. When was that? November 14th. Last week. Here's what's really remarkable too. This group got $800,000 from Index, this is a company overseas, so that small enterprises can have access to big data. November 11th, last week. Now this is what's really nice. Every industry has peripheral positions that are needed. There's no movie without supporting actors, and that includes big data, because big data is going to be big. And there's going to be jobs around this. Do you know anybody who's a secretary, a person that welcomes everybody when you go in there, an administrative assistant? You know anybody in that space? They got laid off because people got computers. And they said, do it yourself. You want to schedule a meeting, do it. Go to Outlook, do the meeting. And these incredible people that make others welcome, that make sure that Grand Central Station at the office is all where it needs to be, were all laid off. This was November 4th. There's going to be a ton of jobs around big data. So, now we get to the individual. The power of big data to the masses. So we see it started at big business, and now it's coming down to you.